Hi, I'm the Bomb, and in this video I'll be guiding you through the Malygos encounter in the Eye of Eternity. This video will be divided into 3 parts, which will discuss each phase individually. In Phase 1 I will discuss the Sparks, Vortex, Arcane Breath, and Positioning. In Phase 2 I will discuss the Bubbles, Deep Breath, and Adds. Finally, in Phase 3 I will discuss Spells, Movement, Static Field, and Surge of Power. Before I begin, I would like to mention 2 things. First of all, to begin the encounter you need to obtain the key to the focusing iris, which drops off Saffron, the second last boss in Naxxramas. Secondly, Malygos does not have a tail swipe, so DPS can stand behind it throughout the whole fight. We begin in Phase 1. DPS should hold off all their attacks for about 5 seconds to allow the tank to obtain a solid aggro base. All ranged DPS and healers should position themselves in the middle of the platform and only move if their target is out of line of sight. Melee DPS should always be at max range from the boss. The tank should be the only person in front of the boss because of his Arcane Breath, which deals 19,000 and 21,000 damage on normal, and 28,000 and 32,000 on heroic, which is enough to one-shot anyone. The tank should try to keep Malygos in the same spot until a spark appears, at which point Malygos should move to the opposite side from where the spark is coming from. Sparks are NPCs that spawn from the sky in the Eye of Eternity. These sparks will leave an aura on the ground that increases damage dealt by 50% when they are killed. They can and should try to be stacked. A common way to do this is to have a Death Knight death grip them to the middle, and a boom can root them in place while DPS explodes on it. Sparks do not have very much health, but they don't move slowly, so a fast reaction time is required, because if the spark is eaten by Malygos, he will obtain an 8-second buff, which increases his damage done by 50%, which can be healed through, but can prove deadly in some cases. These sparks are the key to defeating Malygos before his 10-minute enrage timer. The final thing I need to mention about Phase 1 is the Vortex. This occurs about every 30 to 60 seconds. What happens is that Malygos will slowly fly up into the sky where he is still attackable by ranged attacks, but he will begin to pick up all raid members and start spinning them around for 10 seconds, dealing 2,000 arcane damage every second as well as causing fall damage when Vortex is over. While spinning around, melee attacks are usually not possible, however, if you're lucky, they may still reach Malygos. As for ranged attacks, they are still usable during Vortex. Heals during Vortex are very important in ensuring that you do not wipe upon reaching the floor again. At 50%, Phase 2 will begin. When he reaches this checkpoint, he will begin to fly up into the air as if he was doing a vertex, but he will sit up in the sky for a few seconds delivering a speech. During this time, ranged DPS should be going crazy, taking away as much health as possible before Phase 3, because that will only help you. When his speech is done, he'll become untargetable and begin flying around the platform. At this point, 2 things will spawn: adds both on the ground and in the sky, and a bubble. The bubble is a shield that everyone must be in during his deep breath, which is cast every minute and deals massive amounts of damage over 5 seconds. This bubble reduces the damage taken, but, as you can see, gets smaller as time progresses. On normal, there will be 2 ground adds that spawn, and 4 will spawn on heroic. When they are up, DPS needs to not attack at all so tanks can get aggro. The ground adds are called Nexus Lords. They have a light arcane damage attack which hits the primary aggro target. Their melee hits aren't significant but can be deadly if not healed through. Nexus Lords need to be killed as quick as possible because when they die they will drop the hover disc they were on, at which point melee DPS, and only melee DPS, will right click on it and begin to use it like a regular flying mount, flying up to the sky to kill the adds, who by the way deal no damage at all. The guys in the sky are called Scions. Once all the Nexus Lords have been killed, it is mandatory that all ranged DPS, including healers, begin attacking Scions and helping the melee while ensuring that they are in a bubble. Before I continue, I'd like to mention that people on hover disc no longer have to worry about deep breath, it will not hit them. When a Scion dies, it will also drop its disc for more people to go on. If all melee is in the sky, people on the ground should be wisely fighting for discs so there's less risk of people dying from the deep breath. When all Scions are dead, Phase 3 will begin. People on discs will be automatically ejected. The way my guild does this phase is we all run to 3 o'clock, which is the east side of the platform, and stack on each other. When the platform breaks, you will fall onto a Drake where you are given 6 abilities which I will detail shortly. Upon mounting a Drake, everyone should fly up a little bit and continue to stack on each other throughout this phase. If it helps, mark one person and have everyone stack on them. However, this is not recommended because it gives raiders a reliability and does not help them in the long run. When Malygos creates a static field, which is a blue orb kind of thing, that is when you need to move, either clockwise or counterclockwise around Malygos. Moving halfway across the map isn't necessary, just go far enough to the side that you are no longer in a field, while still stacked with the whole raid. This static field deals 9,500 to 10,500 damage a second to your Drake, and can kill you very quickly if you do not move. The second thing you need to look out for is Surge of Power. Malygos will target random raid members and provide an emote for them that declares he is focused on them. When he does this, you need to use your flame shield, which I will explain shortly, or else you will die from the great amount of damage. Now I will discuss your abilities when on a Drake. You have 6 main abilities, all with different uses. Your one key is Flame Spike. This is a damaging attack that adds combo points for every hit. You want to try and stack a few combo points, then use Engulf in Flames, which is your 2 key, which puts a debuff on Malygos that deals fire damage every 3 seconds. This debuff stacks and is key to defeating Malygos. Your 3 and 4 keys are healing abilities. The 3 key is Revivify, which is a hot that lasts for 10 seconds. When I tried to cast this on myself, it did not work, so I'm assuming that this can only be casted on other players. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The 4 key is Life Burst, which is the main healing ability because it's an AoE, which is the reason everyone should be stacking on each other in Phase 3. Your 5 key is Flame Shield. It costs 50 energy, so try to keep close to that when dealing DPS. It also has a 30-second cooldown. The more combo points you have on Malygos, the more damage you will absorb. Finally, your 6 key is Blazing Speed. This ability increases your Drake's flight speed by 500% for 8 seconds and has a 30-second cooldown. This should only be saved for emergencies. Malygos is a very difficult boss. It took my guild quite a while to successfully clear him, so don't get frustrated if you don't one-shot it like you did Naxxramas. I tried to explain this encounter as best I could, but if I'm leaving anything out, please let me know. At this time, I'd like to thank you for watching and wish you luck on your encounter. If you have any questions regarding this boss or any other, feel free to ask unless I have not posted a video for it yet. If you'd like to add something to the video, feel free to post a video response or leave a comment below. Thanks, and see you next time.